Okay, and you are?
Brianna Luck,
Okay, Brianna, and what dealership do you work for?
Toyota of Des Moines,
Okay, and that's in what state?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay. Hey, I had a quick question for you. When I was getting my tattoo yesterday in Des Moines, I asked the lady, because I had 2.5 hours to have a conversation, I said, in Philadelphia, we're known for our cheesesteaks, Philly cheesesteaks.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what are people in Iowa known for? And she said, Iowa nice. And I'm like, ice?
Oh, yeah.
No, she said nice. You guys are super nice and chill. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not really from here.
Oh, you're not? Okay, cool.
But yes,
But
people are
everybody,
really
in,
nice.
yeah, everybody in Iowa is really chill. They're laid back and they're really nice.
Yeah.
So when you said what you said to me, you kind of rocked me. So the reason why we're doing this is I love your honesty.
Yeah.
Can you tell me or tell everybody what you just said? So what were you excited for my training?
Absolutely not.
Well, wait a minute. You no? Why not?
I was not excited. I really thought that you were gonna just talk about yourself the whole time and be like, "Oh, we're great. We do this. Our numbers are this," but without telling us what you're actually, how to help us, and what programs we need to follow.
But wait a minute. Have I ever met you before?
No,
Have you ever been through my training before?
not fully. No.
Okay. Well, but I'm saying is like before I engaged with this dealership with Bradley and Amanda or what have you. So again, you didn't have anything, but you were kind of dreading the training, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we've been together working for 8 intensive hours. Give me your opinion. Like, what did you think about the information? Did I provide value or no?
Absolutely.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was very surprised. I was surprised after the first, probably even 1 hour, 2 hour.
You're like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah, I was.
So what are some of the things, because you seem intelligent and articulate and what have you, so what was really surprising? What was valuable of the information I provided for you?
To me, initially it was social media, branding yourself, and then you really gave us brief, obviously in the few hours, but step by step, what we should start with first, like Facebook and things like that. But I think that social media was a big thing for me. And branding myself.
So let's talk about that right there. I also suggested that and we're live streaming this in the Millionaire Car Salesman group, right? So it's only 11,000 people that are there.
Oh, no.
But I had suggested, that you join the Millionaire Car Salesman group. And let's talk about that. Were you excited to join it first?
No.
Okay, why? What was your first thought?
I just thought it was just going to be like you, again, posting stuff, trying to sell stuff, nothing of value really.
Okay, and then you did a post yourself.
I did.
I'm really proud of you because even though you weren't sure, but you said something, you were posting it and you were like not sure you're going to do it. Talk to us about that.
So I typed it up like 3 different times and I'm like, I'm going to send it. And I was like, no. And then I finally just did it. And
tell them what post, because this is the group. So.
I posted about branding myself. My last name's Luck. So I wanted to incorporate my last name in like a little tag or tagline something. And I actually got really good feedback. And
were you surprised how many people responded to you?
Yes, absolutely.
And isn't that what I told you too, right? Isn't that what I told you?
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, sure. And then your first post, you got value. So how does that feel as a sales consultant in Iowa that you are now plugged into 11,000 dealers, managers, and automotive professionals, and you could just bounce ideas and just brainstorm with people? Is this going to help you?
It's awesome. I mean, I've only been in sales since August. I've been in the industry for 10 years, but sales since August, and I kind of got thrown to the wolves. So it's going to be nice to be able to bounce ideas off people and get some feedback and hopefully learn a lot.
Now, sometimes when trainers come in, they give you, like, if they don't talk about themselves, they might give you like ideas, like you can do this if you try hard. Would you say that I gave you really specific, tactical, specific examples and details?
Absolutely. Even with some of your training videos, at first, I was like, oh, here we go with make 10 calls. Okay, but what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Like, give me the meat. I want the meat of it. And I actually, once I started getting into the videos, it was step by step. It was word tracks. It was things to really help me be a better salesperson, engage better. So
how many, because you could have a better idea than this. I'm here for like pretty much like 3 days total, but it's like half a day, full day, half a day. And there's 3 dealerships that you sell almost 1,000 cars, a 400 car Toyota dealership, 220 car Ford dealership, and I think it's like 150, 180 car Kia dealership around there, correct? Yeah, correct. Okay, and I think that how many salespeople for the 3 stores, was it like 60 or something?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Like 60 and then another like 20 something managers. So there's almost 100 people. How did your coworkers, because I don't even know, because it's my first time I'm even asking anybody because I've been so busy nonstop. What was the feedback from your coworkers, like after training on the brakes or what have you? You know, did other people you think get value or learn some stuff from it?
I do. I think a lot of people were actually in the same boat as me and very surprised that there was actually really training in here and not like, it wasn't the normal role playing, which was awesome too, because I feel like people hate that. But it was great. I mean, you actually I feel like you challenged us, you asked us questions, and you taught a lot. And it was really a lot more than we were all expecting.
That means a lot to me. One of the things I want to share with you, and I'm also, this is for you, I actually want to give you a little training tips here, is that one of the things I was trying to hammer down is in 2019 and beyond, I honestly don't believe that you could just be a master of product knowledge or you could be a master in just, you know, the road to the sale and crush it. You have to be really kind of diversified, whether it's marketing, branding, social medias, video, community involvement, you know, those type of things. It's like you have to have so many different skill sets. And unless somebody comes in and opens your eyes and shows you not only theoretically, but tactfully, strategically, how are you going to know? Like, I love what you just said. Make calls, but what do I say?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so I hope that, you know, this is a good start. So let's go through what would you like to do? And this is also going to help because you can watch this later on. Now that you got all this information, I'm done with your class. I have another class tomorrow with half of the group in the morning for 4 hours, then I'm flying out. So what is your plan for the rest of this month? What are you planning to do with the information you just learned in the last 2 days?
Well, I really want to focus on VIN solutions because there's a lot I didn't know. I also want to focus really on my phone calls. I'm internet sales, so phone calls are huge.
Let's go back really quick to VIN.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like how I'm setting up your VIN? Do you see the complete difference of what it was before? As far as with the buckets and the process and the protocol and the type of communications, like for example, like the video email strategy for the appointment confirmations or the price quotes, those type of things. Do you think that is going to be different now that it's been reprogrammed in VIN?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different than what it was, and you explaining it helped a lot because when you just see it pop up, you're like, what the heck is this? And then you've really explained it and said these, you know, explain the bucket system and how that'll clear up follow-up.
Let me clarify. She said bucket with a B, not an F. It's the bucket system. Because people are like, she said what? What system? No, I'm just kidding. All right. And so then, because you're internet sales, which that's how I came up. Like I was an internet director. I love that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you some advice. What I would do for if I were you, I would focus on 2 different strategies. One is like the marketing branding, so I'll give you that. But on the internet sales side, go through the phone sales, the certifications, and then go through the training center. The way that I have it is I've got like a mindset. I've got outbound process, inbound process. But if you go through the objections, rebuttals, that's everything that's going to fit for you because that's how you handle everything in our system in Bradley Demand is going through that. And what did you think about the value package proposition? Did that make sense, being able to articulate what is different and better?
Yes, absolutely. It makes me want to sit down and actually put together a list because like I know, but I've never actually listed every single thing that we do, and there's so much that we offer as a dealership on our own. So many things that we give back to the community. We're locally owned. Focused on local charities.
Yes,
so
yes.
There's so many things that I didn't think to even bring up that people would care about.
Now, what about you? You are the only out of like 60 salespeople. You're the only female salesperson, right?
True. Yes.
I told you, girl. You, especially with forget about like your last name is awesome. Oh my God! Like I'm so excited for you to brand that and put that in here. But you have a sick, unfair competitive advantage. You're the only female in a 3 rooftop dealer group. You should be murdering these guys out here. What did you think about my daughter, who's only 20 years old, 3 months in, her website and her style? Did you think that's pretty cool what she's doing?
Absolutely. I totally creeped it last night. And I was like, oh, I still want to, take these ideas and make them my own.
Well, here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm not just saying this for here. Like, obviously, she's my daughter. I love her to death. I've done this with only a couple other people. Danielle is another friend that's in here. I've hooked her up with a couple other female automotive professionals. Especially, you don't have any other female sales professionals. And it really doesn't matter if she's in Pennsylvania or in Chicago with video in the group. It's like she's like There's no real difference if she's in your Ford store instead of, or the Toyota store. It's that simple with technology. So I have obviously your contact information. I'm going to connect you with my daughter and a couple other really strong females in the automotive industry. And one of them is one of my partners and friends is Tony Ann, the $1 billion girl.
Awesome.
So this is a woman that I told you the story, she was a part-time receptionist, and then she went on to being in command. She was the director of business development for a $1.1 billion dealer group. She had 95 BDC directors, internet coordinators, BDC reps under her, 19 internet directors, and she sold 2,600 units a month on the internet. She's a very good friend of mine. I will hook you up with her and she could help mentor you. Sound cool?
That would be awesome. That'd be so cool.
And this is all part of this. And I'm doing this because, I see so much potential. And I love your comment. Like, you just kept it 100 real. You're like, dude, I was not feeling this shit. I thought that and boom. And you made my day, honestly, as a trainer, to say like, wow, I'm shocked. Like, I got so much value. And even if it was one thing, but you said you got a bunch of different things. So thank you so much for your kind words and being a super sport by kind of sharing your thoughts, because every trainer shows, oh, he's great. Nobody posts the ugly stuff or whatever. So I was like, oh, I want to put her on there. I want her to say like, no, I wasn't looking forward to this crap. I thought it was going to be whacked. But when you gave it a chance, you got to see. Now I got to ask you a question. Do you really think that I care about you and the organization?
Absolutely.
Yeah? That means the world to me. That's what I would hope for. All right, listen, thank you very much. I look forward to sharing your success.